Hi, I'm Ryan Kent. I'm one of the owners of the Maui Scalar Room.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Kent, Ryan's wife, and I'm the other half of the Maui Scalar Room.
This is a huge blessing to the island, and we're just here to tell our story about how we came to be here and what we are doing to help the Maui community flourish and heal.
Ryan had been struggling with anxiety and depression for about 5 years, and that was actually what brought us to Kauai in the first place. We thought he might have seasonal depression, but then in the coming months, he had numbness in his legs, and it spread up to the other leg, and then it was all the way up to his chest, and that's when we took him to the doctor. And he went into the hospital like with a walking stick because he couldn't feel his legs. And after a few hours, they diagnosed him and had him in for MRIs, and they diagnosed him with MS. And the doctors were shocked because the brain scans were so bad. He had lesions all over his myelin sheath on his brain, and so the doctor then asked if he had had personality changes within the last 5 years. And then everything started to make sense because he had been dealing with severe anxiety and depression, and we were treating it as anxiety and depression. I was like in a pretty desperate low place, not knowing what to do or how we were going to keep going. And then 2 months later, my mom called me. She was visiting the mainland and had heard about EE system from 2 people in the same weekend, and she gave me a call and she said, "Hey, I found this amazing technology. I think it would really help Ryan. It helps people with anxiety. You should at least check it out." There just happened to be a center in Kauai.
Hi, my name is Summer. I used to be an international yoga teacher. Now I'm a full-time mom. My baby was born, her name's Harley. So Harley was born with jaundice. We noticed it right away on day 2. They told me that she had brain damage and hearing loss. And they said that the part of the brain that was damaged was the thalamus, which controls the gross motor skills. After we got out of the hospital, we were referred to an audiologist, and she did the newborn hearing test, and they told us that she was deaf and that to wait a month and come back and do another test, and then that she would probably need hearing aids. And I took what she said, and I was like, I accepted it, but then there was a part of me that's like, my daughter's not gonna be deaf her whole life. Like, we're gonna heal her naturally. And I said by the time she's 1, she's gonna be able to hear. And so when I moved back to Maui with her, I knew about the Scalar Room. So I was like, let's take her here. And I knew that the most concentrated healing would be in an overnight session. We did in total 8 overnight sessions with her. And each time we would take her, the next day we would notice that she would startle at sounds, when before we could vacuum and she wouldn't like startle or make any kind of sound or anything. Like, she wouldn't respond to anything. And we got to the point where we were like, okay, she's getting fitted for hearing aids, but she can actually hear, so we don't think she needs them. So we told the audiologist, and we took her in for a hearing test instead, and the audiologist said, yeah, like, her hearing is perfect. She doesn't need the hearing aids. We'll just cancel that, and we'll just have her come in a couple months for a checkup.
And my name is Ursula Kakawila. I'm Michael's mom. I guess I first came here maybe in 2024. I was going through a lot of emotional and mental stuff that was really hard, difficult. And Michael told me about Scalar. I didn't know what it was. I was really down and out with emotional, mental. And coming here afterwards, it was like I was just lifted out of my body. The burden became lighter. It really helped.
My name is Julia Berry, and I've been very blessed to be able to do sound baths at the Maui Scalar Room. There was a woman that came to the Maui sound bath, and she had lost everything. I mean, even family members. And the bowls began, and the scalar was doing its thing, and the bowls have these frequencies, healing frequencies. And when you have an open heart and generosity, which this whole place is based on, this system, the people that offer this, they have an open heart, you feel it coming in. At any rate, so at the end, the whole sound bath was done, and we started to wrap up, and this woman was out, and we didn't want to wake her. So at the end, Rebecca said, "Oh, we're done." She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. You know, since the fires, I haven't been able to sleep for 5 days." She was under such trauma, she couldn't sleep. But in the presence of the scalar room and the sound bath, the woman dropped deep and was able to heal, have that moment of respite, to be able to sleep and recover from what had happened before.
I had him go, once we signed up for the 60-hour package, I had Ryan go 10 hours the first week, and then he went 10 hours the second week. And then after that, it was about 4 hours a week, because that's what we could fit into our schedule. Because he started to watch the kids again and help out. You know, the biggest thing that I saw, you know, he actually told me after, like, I think it was 20 or 30 hours that he had full range of motion in his knee again, which was amazing. Because he was telling me that, like, before we went, that he needed a knee replacement. He was, like, sure that he needed surgery. And then after 20, 30 hours, his knee was completely fine. The biggest thing I started to notice was when he had, like, started to have anxiety or an anxiety attack, it would only last a couple hours, and he could bring himself out of it, which, like, was a huge difference from, like, a 3 to 4 day anxiety attack. Then, like, to actually be able to, like, reason himself, like, into a state where, like, we could have normal conversations and, like, be a normal family. Ryan called me on the way home from one of his sessions at Harvey's after about, like, 30 or 40 hours. I can't remember exactly, but it was about a month after he had started going, and he called me on the way home, and he said, "Honey, this is amazing. This is what we need to do. We need to open a center."
So I think the scalar technology is amazing, and the fact that we have access to it here in Maui is great. I really recommend it for anyone who's having any kind of issues, like something like this that's completely, like, non-invasive and so gentle and so subtle, but yet so powerful, is really the way to go.
I mean, I'd be leaving here so high and, you know, so high and smiling, you know. It's beautiful. People should come here. Really, it will help. I really believe it would help everyone.
The results are pretty miraculous, and anything that is healing seems to be augmented even more here.